we came back from the hospital, this was in March 2020, Adepeju refused to use a taxi to get back home. So after all of the big ordeal and after 6 weeks, we took the bus, which was 2 hours home or an hour and a half home. She refused to pay for a taxi. She also sold a property for 470,000. It was a property in Vauxhall, and we were taking the taxi. We were taking the bus. We were taking the bus. We were taking the bus to and fro from the hospital. So she didn't have a vehicle in the United Kingdom, in England, and she also was refusing to pay for a cab to and fro the hospital. Not one time during the period of the 5 years, during the 5 year period when we were going to Princess Hospital and when we were going to Ferryview, at any moment, did she ever pay for a taxi or request a taxi or use a taxi. So this was intentional manslaughter, murder of her child because she was forcing her there, and she was also abandoning all of her responsibilities, anything that a normal parent, a normal mother would do, even care, even worry, care. Didn't show any signs of worry or care. She was adamant in locking me up and keeping me locked up. And the nurses were saying that I was fine. They have to keep me there because of some reason. And something else was that I didn't see any. I've got friends. Everyone that was in the ward seemed like they were too old to be there. So my friends are NHS workers and work in an NHS. They work in medicine. They work in medicine. So Zainab Hassan, Katie, Christina, Christine Taki, I think as well. Several people that I know work for the NHS or who have done psychology and now work in a medical centre. This was in Thamesmead in the borough of Bexley and Greenwich and Orpington. Nobody that knew me or knew a friend of mine or friend knew of mine or knew my name. I was calling myself Rosemary from 2006. So from 2006, once we moved into that area, I called myself Rosemary Akinola and Rosemary Ade. So I used two names. Some people also still know me as Bissy. At any one moment, nobody who knew me from like a friend or workers. You worked with my friend, or we did this, or we did that, or we done this, or we did that, or we said that, knew me or looked at me and said, I recognize you. You look like you knew my sister, you knew my friend, or you knew somebody. You went to this school, you went to Orpington College, you went to CTK in Lewisham Sixth Form, you went to Greenwich Community College. Like nobody that I saw, like I've seen you in Bexley Heath, I've seen you in Bexley. Like I know you, I know your face, I know someone. No one in that whole hospital, everybody in that hospital was an alien and was too old to be there. I'm 35 years old and look how I look. I'm 35. So the nurses that are there should be working age, should be maturer. When I was admitted, I was 30. That's some nurses are even younger. Some nurses are even younger and work there. So that's what I mean. Like this was manslaughter. This was murder. I don't know, and there's no other mother in the whole country or the whole world that when there's a hospital involved, when anyone is ever admitted, the first thing you're thinking about is the fastest vehicle, and that is a taxi. You always have, like, no matter the emergency. That's like saying we don't have blood, or we don't have oxygen, or we don't have medicine, we don't have paracetamol, you always, always, always have taxi. You always have somebody to call to get you to the hospital and to get you back. You always, always, always definitely have someone to get you back. A friend, an uncle, it's impossible to walk around, to live in the world and not have someone to call, someone to help your children, something like that. And she was very resourceful when she was in the night in Dean Court. Anything when Thomas Akini had his accident, the whole area was looking for him. Everybody started looking for him. She was resourceful, calling people. So that same energy should apply to at any moment, at any point in your life. And she was saying she didn't say anything. It was just strange. She was going to the bus stop, walking to the bus stop, insane. Going to the bus stop, and this is why everybody say that is insane.